The meta Warlock build, the best Warlock build for beginners. Honestly, this build actually works really well for intermediate or even advanced players in PvP. We're going to go over this. This is what I would recommend to use, especially if you win the Trials raffles, if you're trying to get carried. And even if you're not, if you're just new to PvP and you don't know what to use, or if you're new to Destiny 2, we're going to be using the Well of Radiance, especially this class is for Trials. We'll be rocking the Well. It has much lower cooldown than Dawnblade, and has excellent utility overall, so that's why we're using that. You probably, if you did use Dawnblade, you probably just wouldn't get your super in the Trials match. Healing Rift is definitely the play, don't use the other two. And then Burst Glide is going to be important, especially for Warlock skating. We're not going to go into Warlock skating in this video, but it is definitely an important thing to try to learn eventually. Celestial Fire is definitely the play, don't use Incinerator Snap. Celestial Fire has crazy range and crazy damage, so definitely use Celestial Fire. Healing Nade is excellent for if you're losing gunfights, you can throw the Healing Nade down, or if you just killed someone in a gunfight and a Titan's trying to put a wall down on it, you can throw the Healing Nade and challenge it, whether it's a Citan or not, whatever it may be. Healing Nade is just excellent for getting back in the gunfight immediately. I know tons of people will use Firebolts, and once you get more comfortable with Crucible, especially in this season right now, I'm making this video season 20, then use Firebolts. But if it's not season 20, and if you're just trying to survive and win gunfights and stay in the action, definitely just rock Healing Nade, that's the play. Icarus Dash is great for movement. It takes a little bit to learn how to use this, how to use it fast, but definitely once you learn that, it's going to be a key element to this. You'll want to use this over Heat Rises because Heat Rises is very good, but it's also situational and it's a little more advanced because you'll get caught floating up in the air and you'll get destroyed a lot of times. So I would not recommend that for a beginner. And that Touch of Flame is going to be important. This will make all of your grenades better. So when you do end up using Firebolts, it'll make it better, but even for Healing Nade, it's stronger. So as far as fragments go, we are pretty much just using stuff that increases our stats, so pick whichever one you want for that. We could obviously spec into certain gameplay loops and abilities and stuff like that, but for the simplicity's sake, we're just picking ones that make our stats a little bit stronger, so that way we can get triple 100, or for yourself out there, maybe just double 100. No Time, best long range, mid range, primary currently in Season 20. I pair it with the Nicholas SMG just because keeping your distance feels nice versus shotgun aping. When SMGs do get nerfed, this one and others, then probably just rock a shotgun. But anytime I am rocking double primaries, and I recommend to use double primaries, you don't have to worry about running out of ammo, you don't have to worry about aping people. This actually works really well and very effectively. And then we've got just a grenade launcher there. As far as the mods go, on the helmet, we're keeping it nice and simple. We're going kinetic targeting and arc targeting. So if you have a different SMG, if you have a solar SMG, then use solar targeting. But those are the ones I'm going with. Same thing on the gauntlet. Actually on the gauntlet for this one, I'm using Ophidian Aspect, which reloads faster. So for the gauntlet, I'm using double impact induction and focusing strike. And the reason why is because I don't need kinetic loader or arc loader because I have Ophidians on, so they'll reload my weapons plenty fast enough. So I'm using these so that way I can get my abilities back faster. And they are all focused around causing damage with my melee, not with my grenade because I'm using a healing nade. Now if I was using a grenade, then I would use stuff like bolstering strike or momentum transfer, but since I'm only causing damage with my melee ability, I'm using these three for this instance. On the chest, we're just doing unflinching kinetic, unflinching arc aim. On the boots, we're using recuperation, battle ready, and innervation. These are all excellent choices. None of this matters too much though, because you're not going to make a ton of orbs necessarily. You do get an orb when you kill someone if you're using Reaper, which we will be using, but it doesn't play into the loop very consistently, especially in Trials when people group up together. It's kind of hard to pick up those orbs, generally speaking. But we will use Reaper and Bomber, and then I used Outreach on this one because your melee actually has a lot more utility on this class compared to other classes because of its long range. So that's why I chose those. And as far as stats go, definitely on your Warlock, 100 recovery is going to be the most important. Pick that. The second most important will be Discipline, so we can get those healing nades back, or Firebolts in the future if we swap over to that. And then the third would be getting your super, because you can actually get your super really fast, especially if you do have high intellect. So I'd recommend that, or strength potentially could be good too, so that we can throw that melee as much as possible. You can go back and forth between either of those. You can split them more, but at least 100 recovery, 100 discipline would be the play, I'd say. And I've got 5 resilience, but that's just where I landed with my armor. You could have anywhere from 2 to 10 resilience if you wanted to. It didn't really matter too much, but and mobility doesn't matter very much either on Warlock. So this is the build. Now enjoy some gameplay with it. All right, here we go. Icarus Dash, fly in here. I'll lane across here. I got 2 people coming to me, so I'm gonna back up. Put the radar ping in the mid. Got 1 taken care of. Throw this nade so I can get back in the action. Take this wall down as quickly as possible. Farm that guy off, Chris. Got you, bud. Got you. Alright, well that was a chaotic round. Holy crap. Nice. That works. So the next one, your stash to get to the mid faster. Back up, guy left. Gonna peek this or not? Yes, good. Excellent. This is a great start. It's a great start so far. I'm gonna push straight to the mid again. Save my stash. I'm gonna dodge right here so I don't get sniped. Pray that I don't get sniped. Is anyone down this lane? No. Go all the way back around through here. Looks like we got a guy chilling up. 1. Throws healing nades so I can fight this guy immediately. There we go. Good stuff. It's nice having the healing nades so I can just go into the gunfight. Run at them. Right. Pushing this way. Laning. That one there. Looks like they all are there. 1. 2. This last guy's gonna chill here in a rift. And as well. Let's go. Everyone's fighting me in this one. Getting lit up. They're not ready for this loadout. Holy. Alright. Last round. If we win. Push this way. Looks like there's gonna 1 challenge down here. I saw the radar ping. 5. Not to get frozen by that. Get in. It's lost in the sauce, and there it is. That's the match. With the loadout, like we talked about. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed. Smash the like button. See you in the next one. Later.